Hi guys, it's another episode of Crybaby. And before we get started, just remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And you're here with your boy Ray, that's me. So in today's episode, we're having a look at Eddie Hall and Hafþór Björnsson. Recently, Eddie Hall has called out Hafþór. He has this time exposed Hafþór. So Eddie Hall had made it quite vocal recently that Hafþór Björnsson was very dismissive of Eddie Hall's 2017 World's Strongest Man win. He's been calling him out for years, saying that everything was in his favour, they lined the events up in his favour, the refs were on his side, and now Eddie Hall's hit back with a video essentially exposing Hafþór Björnsson and how much of a bitch he is really when it comes to the competitions.
I'll promise you my life, I'll go home if this is the case.
The head ref, Colin Bryce, at the time, was being accused of taking points away from Hafþór unnecessarily. There was a particular competition, the Viking Press, where Hafþór was denied a point at the end. Former producer Andrew B. Quinn has put together this little expose showing behind the scenes footage that we would never get access to normally of the World's Strongest Man event, showing that Eddie Hall was right all along, that he was being accused of something when really it should have been Hafþór. Andrew Quinn shows us footage of the Viking Press, and he shows us footage of Colin Bryce reffing that particular event and how Hafþór bent the rules in his favour.
Struggling a bit. A nice early rhythm though for the Icelandic Giants.
Very little hits involved in him lifting.
When they're pressing the weight above their head, they have to wait for the ref's call before they can drop it down.
Colin Bryce giving some instruction there about telling Hafþór to wait at the top.
Hafþór was dropping it way before the ref was giving him clearance to do so, and he was double dipping, so he was bending his knees twice on several of the lifts.
Out for 15! Wait, so he's not going to get that one. He's called for double dipping.
Colin Bryce said he could have easily been more mean about some of the lifts that Hafþór did that day, and he could have taken more points away, but it was just the 1 point that was deducted.
I do everything just fucking as I see it. As I see it. And I could have been mean about those other lifts, but I didn't. Because I knew you were confused. I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
There's a side-by-side of the both of them doing that same event, and Eddie Hall was just smashing it. His technique didn't flounder throughout it. His knees were locked. He was getting the full extension of the elbow lock as well. So there was no argument. And Eddie Hall, he always said that he never really got the appreciation that he deserved from his 2017 win.
Congrats. No one else has said well done yet.
That's all his career was building up to, was him winning the World's Strongest Man. And Hafþór, being the little bitch that he was, just couldn't let Eddie have his day and have his win. You can see it with Hafþór's team, his little fucking posse, his little entourage of yes men.
Yes, unbelievable.
That was unbelievable. He didn't take that off you.
Who just hype him up so much and just inflate his ego to this ridiculous extent that Hafþór just can't accept, he just can't understand that points are being taken away from him. And Andrew Quinn, who's put this documentary together, put this little expose together, there's no reason for him to have done this other than to show the truth and just let Eddie regain a little bit of solace, just knowing that he was in the right all along, and there should be no stain against Eddie Hall's victory. Hafþór hit back, he released a little video where he's being a bit emotional, saying that he's never going to compete again in Giants Live because of this expose, and he's probably going to retire from WSM, World's Strongest Man.
It's all BS, so this video is just a BS, you know. From the beginning until the end is all lie. I'm absolutely done. I will never in my life compete for Giants Live again. Never. And I probably will not compete at World's Strongest Man again, ever.
He's now decided that he's going to spit his dummy out. He's made a bit of a mountain out of a molehill. And let's just enjoy a little video of Hafþór hitting the mitts, because this fight between Eddie Hall and the Mountain is going to be a dreadful. His technique is appalling. He has no footwork, and this is hitting pads, mate. This isn't even boxing. This isn't sparring. It's going to be terrible. He looks awful. But again, let us know what you think. Who's going to win that fight? Thanks for listening. Tune in again next time to Crybaby. Cheers, guys.